Hey guys, Stinky Cash here.
Hi there, Stinky Cash. What a delightful name. Family name, I take it. I'm sure old Stinky Cash Sr. will be proud of whatever it is you have to talk about today.
I decided I was going to make a video today because I want to talk about the flat earth.
Nope, never mind. I'm sure he's spinning in his grave, even if he's not dead. I bet he gets up every day, goes to his reserved plot, and just starts thrashing around, screaming, "How could this happen?" while crying uncontrollably. Also known as my Saturday night. Night.
I know I've been away for a while. I haven't made a video in a very long time. Sorry about that.
Oh, it's alright. I literally don't care less. There's plenty of the stupids around for me to enjoy, so don't you worry. You take your time, build up some dumb, and then just go to town. It's far more entertaining that way, mate.
But it's stressful, man. It's stressful dealing with all these fucking trolls, all these Hispara agents attacking you all the time.
Well, I don't know what Hispara, whatever you said, these agents and trolls. Have you ever considered, and bear with me here because this may just completely shatter your mind, have you ever considered that they might be disagreeing with you, not because they are the evil minions of a government cabal, or just messing you because, lol, we really all know that the earth am flat, guys, but because they earnestly think that you are wrong? No, of course, it's much better to believe your philosophical and scientific opponents are just bad, so you can just dismiss them and what they say, and for the love of God, don't look into why they disagree with you. They might prove you were wrong, and that would be a real tragedy.
Gaslighting you, making you question your sanity. It's tough, man. I have to admit it. It's tough. That's why I turned commenting off of my channel.
Mate, I get it. Lots of people disagreeing with something you believe to be true can be hard. However, if you are so sure that you're correct, then it shouldn't really get to you. And if someone says something that does give you pause, maybe do look into it, because it's okay to be wrong. As long as you accept that and try to make yourself correct shortly after, you will then continue to be correct. Surely that's preferable than to continue to believe something regardless of the blatant reality presented. But what do I know? I'm just a cartoon avatar. Therefore, I have no correct opinions.
For a long time, that's why I deleted probably 60 to 70% of my content just to stop the trolls and the comments.
Well, that's actually a shame. I mean, hide your comments if you must, but deleting your content? That's just sad. I can't imagine the loss for future spacemen when they can't have access to every single bit of silly flat earth content ever made. How will they know that in the early 2000s there were people who believed things so mind-bogglingly false that even the dumbass Sir Sick could point out that it's wrong? I will, of course, be a historical figure, the world's best stupid who is also famous, handsome, and good at the sex, you see.
From coming in, and that's why I've been trying to lull myself back to sleep for probably like the last year or so, and not focus on this stuff and just focus on living my life to the best of my ability. And
Back to sleep. You're talking about being woke to the conspiracies and shizners, aren't you? Because you should look out for the one with the walls. I don't want to scare you, but they're everywhere. Sometimes, when I'm alone, I swear to God they're all around me. Oh God, I've said too much. There!
you know, creating a life for myself, some financial security, maybe some property, maybe a wife and some kids. I've been focusing on that.
Yes, do that. I don't know for sure, but I would bet there is a positive correlation between getting laid on the regs and having a more realistic outlook on the world. Look, I made a chart. See, as the amount of smashing increases, the time/need to believe in nonsense decreases. Fascinating.
But no matter how hard you try, once you wake up, once you escape the matrix, you cannot plug yourself back in no matter how hard you try. And
It is always hilarious when a flat earther or any other kind of conspiracy theorist / woo peddler or anyone like that talks about themselves as being the quote-unquote woke ones, when they're all living in these fantasy worlds, a constant daydream of global persecution and magical insight into everything beyond the abilities of the greatest minds alive. I hope that if I ever, for even a minute, started to believe that I was the best at anything, other than being the world's good-lookingest sexer, of course, that I would get a great big slap from a large number of people.
I don't know what it is lately. Maybe it's the alignment of the stars, or you know.
Oh God, you're not into astrology as well, are you? Every bloody one is always something good or bad may or may not happen to you sooner or later. Although my house did catch fire, and that was bad. And it happened, and it was a few weeks ago, so that would be sooner. Oh my God, guys, I think astrology is real, and I have the gift.
I just had my 29th and a half birthday.
Okay, that explains so much. 29 and a half. The man is obviously a mental age of 3, because even my 5-year-olds don't measure their age in halves anymore.
So that's my return of Saturn. If I don't know if you know anything about astrology or what they call the return of Saturn, but basically it takes Saturn roughly 29 and a half years to return to the same position in the sky as the day you were born.
I think this is the most important chart you will ever read when it comes to astrology. And for those of you who are simply listening, or who may or may not have the username Blind Girl, it's a list of all the star signs with the stars and planets will not affect your life in any way. Who says you can't be inclusive and be a colossal bellend like me? Also, as an aside, while I was looking for this, I found this zodiac stereotypes list first. Essentially, it says that the stereotypes of each sign aren't always true, missing the fundamental idea, well, what's the point of star signs if they don't describe anything?
And a lot of life changes and pivotal moments happen in that time.
The first 30 years have a lot of pivotal moments in your life? Are you sure? That doesn't sound right. As a matter of fact, for the first 30 years of my life, I was literally in a static void, unable to move, think, or feel, lost to time and space. My only companion, darkness. I'm sorry, lost my train of thought. Flat Earthers are silly.
And I'm going through that window.
Defenestration!
My half birthday was November 19th. So basically, like around then till about right now, and I'll be 30 in May. I'm going through my return of Saturn. I could feel it. I don't know what it is, but I decided I was going to make a video today because I want to talk about the flat Earth.
And it only took you 2 minutes of incessant waffling to get to the point of your video. I'm serious. I'm impressed. Most of these mother flippers couldn't get to the point if it was stuck to their boot and that boot was on their face, as is their custom.
And of course, without the flat Earth, astrology wouldn't even be a real thing.
What?
And of course, without the flat Earth, astrology wouldn't even be a real thing.
Okay, mate, I'll concede that point. Astrology and the flat Earth are exactly as real as each other. Fantastic point, well made. Now I have to go lie down from the 37 times I listened to that short bit while peeing myself laughing. Woo! Thanks. That was great, mate.
But astrology is a real thing. Those stars and those wandering stars and all those heavenly bodies above us, they have some weird kind of control and effect over who we are and who we become and the moods we're in. And it's crazy how predetermined some of it is.
Hey, sick. What? What do you want, Mars? Can't you see I'm busy?
Sick. Make a penis joke.
Well, since it's you and I literally have to do everything you say.
This shit is so predetermined. It's almost scary.
Just like my penis.
It is crazy how accurate astrology can be at times. And it's like, why even bother play the game? It's like...
Alright, fine. Let's look up some of my horoscopes from random sources. Okay, here's one. You are an idiot. Fine, one of them is going to be right. It's just a matter of numbers. Here's another one. You will poop your pants. Haha, see? I never... Oh, I hard too hard. One more then. Nobody likes you, Sir Sick. Right, now it's just being mean.
I'm getting a text right now. Ooh. I'm getting text messages from my future podcast partners. Yeah, we're gonna start a new podcast, and they're comparing their guns.
Damn it. That's where I should have used the penis joke. Oh well.
Literally, they're comparing their AR-15s, and I'm in a group chat watching them compare their guns. So,
The only way to bag a classy lady is to give her 2 tickets to the gun show.
the podcast should be interesting. It's going to be truth, conspiracy related, right wing politics. We have constitutionalists, we have Christians, we have flat earthers. It's going to be interesting.
Welcome to the Gosh Darn Written Tootin' Podcast. We are the most stereotypical podcast on the whole worldwide internet. Yeehaw!
But yeah, today I want to talk about the flat earth. And am I going to prove today that the earth is flat?
Our survey said...
No. Am I going to prove that the earth is a globe today? No. But what I am going to be able to do in this video, and this is nothing new, we've talked about this in the past, but I want to reiterate this.
Nothing new from a flat earther? Well, that is surprising. And before you start, that doesn't mean there aren't infinite new ways to make fun of them, and infinite ways for them to say the same old source in new and moronic ways. This dance could last forever.
Because it is important, and it needs to be talked about, because a lot of times when I respond to the commenters on my YouTube channel, they ignore this. They ignore talking about this every single time, but it is a fact of reality.
Wait a minute. Does this mean we still haven't actually gotten to the point of this video? I'm taking back that praise from earlier. That's right. I don't mess around. I'll take praise back. You think I won't, motherfucker?
So, I'm not going to prove the flat earth today. I'm not going to prove a globe earth. What I am going to prove is that people who believe in the globe are severely brainwashed.
Okay, this ought to be good for a few yucks. Go on then, buddy. Show how I... The earth is round, all praise our lizard overlords and the great spider god to... Brainwashed. You can't, because the very notion is absolutely absurd.
And let me explain what I'm talking about. On a flat earth, the horizon is flat, correct? The horizon is flat. It's at eye level of the observer. It's due to perspective. Okay, the horizon, or in art, is known as the eye level. It always is at the eye level of the observer. It's where the lines above you and the lines below you will converge. Okay, it's about perspective. So the horizon on the flat earth is flat, and it is 360 degrees surrounding the observer. So if you stand and you're looking out, if you're on a boat, say in the middle of the ocean, and you're looking out at the horizon, you're going to see a flat line. And if you start to spin in a circle, you're going to see that flat line surround you 360 degrees.
Talk about going into no new stuff. I'm not going to go deep on this because I want to get to the brainwashed argument before I do a dead. But mate, we expect the horizon to be flat on a globe earth. This ain't proof of poop.
Now on a globe, the higher you go up, the further down you would have to look to see the horizon. Although the horizon would still be flat. It would still be a straight line, and it would still surround you 360 degrees.
Wait, what the... Did that just happen? I'm so confused right now. He seriously goes on like this for minutes to finally get to this.
So, when you're debating globetards, and they tell you that they could see the curve, or they say, I guess you've never been on an airplane because you could see the curve from an airplane. No, you can't. And if you could see the curve from an airplane window, the way you say you could see the curve, left to right in a frame, that would mean there is no horizon behind you. So when a globetard tells you that they see a curve in the horizon, that's proof that they're brainwashed, because they're claiming they see something that is not there and wouldn't even be there even if the Earth was a globe.
Right, mate. A, not all Globicus tardicus are going to tell you that, because while it is true that the curve is technically detectable from an airplane that's high enough, it is really, really hard to see without a wide field of view because it's very slight, and you would really have to measure it to really show it. B, who cares what some people say? They can be wrong, they can misremember, or anything like that. doesn't make them brainwashed, and C, what on earth are you talking about with the horizon not being behind you? The Earth is not as small as you seem to think it is. What you're talking about would be if you were well into orbit. As far as being in an aircraft is concerned, you might as well still be on the surface considering the size of the planet. Ultimately, if this is your entire proof of people being brainwashed, then I say that Flat Earthers are brainwashed because not one of you can do a clever to save your life. Your brain is washed of the smartedness. Narf narf. I'll go now, I'm sorry.